Hello everyone. In today's video, I thought I would take a look at one of my oldest projects, and I'll show you, but first some context, which I guess I can provide in Notepad. Yeah, but look at this cool thing. I got this new everything toolbar using everything here, which, I mean, it's pretty cool. I have my desktop, I have the start menu with all of my applications and so on, and I can just search up things, and it contains all of the applications on my computer, or at least the vast majority, including some Windows ones, like Notepad is here, and I can just search up and open them, and it's so much better than Windows, because you got executables, you got folders and stuff. No web search, incredibly fast, and it seems to at least work most of the time, compared to Windows search, which basically broke every other time you used it. And I've had certain Microsoft software installed that's broken the search bar a few times. So yeah. And obviously less Microsoft spyware on my PC, so yeah. But anyways, in 2022, I started programming in Python. Now this was made in 2021. And it was around the same time when I also started looking into Cheat Engine. So how the hell, without any programming knowledge or any knowledge of how Cheat Engine worked, did I manage to make a trainer for a game? Well, let's have a look at that, I guess. Because these days, as I have kind of hinted at, I'm working on a trainer for Outlast. I won't show anything of it at the moment because it's still in such an early stage. And I think I've shown a bit of it before. But that was a long time ago. Other than talking about it briefly, while talking about my up-and-coming game engine, which will probably never be finished because I'm so busy working on the trainer every 3 months. Yeah, I got many projects. I got way too many things going on. But anyways, because of this, so yeah, but I am working hard on both my game engine and my trainer. I just uploaded a new video not so long ago for the game engine, and I will talk more about the trainer at some point once I get a bit further ahead with development. I will go a bit more into detail about the trainer. But for the time being, it's still in such an early stage. And if you're interested, I've moved it. First it was done in C#, then I moved it to Visual C++, then I refactored part of the code as I moved it to Visual Studio Code. So yeah, and it's undergone multiple times. I've had to restructure the entire project and so on, just to make it more workable and improve workflow and so on, and make it easier to find where the different files are and so on. So it's undergone a lot of big changes, which has hindered me in developing it, and why it's taken so long. It's been 2 years, I think, at this point since I started working on it. It's been at least a year by now, I think. I'm not sure when exactly I started working on it. It could have been a year ago, but it could also have been a year ago I moved it to C++, I'm not sure. But it's been anywhere from like a year to 2 years now I've been working on this project, so quite a long time. Or 1.5 years might be actually close to the truth. 1.5 years. I don't think it's been 2 years since I began working on it. That seems like such a long time, considering that in the past, like, year, the amount of progress I have made is very little because I've been so busy porting it between to a completely different language and then, refactoring and restructuring the project so many times, so yeah, but maybe it will be done. Maybe if I stop doing that so much and I actually start developing more on it, it'll be done in, a year or two. It's why I say I don't think I'll ever get done with it, because I'll continue to refactor it and structure it until, like, I die, because, like, it's just never going to be done because I'm going to continue to do that, and I continue to add more stuff to it, like I just had like a bunch of new things I wanted to do, and it's gotten to the point where I've had to plan out things that I'm going to wait with adding till I've had at least one version of it out. One, like, full release of it. So yeah, it's quite bad, but at least when it's done, I'll have something I'll truly be proud of. Not like what we're about to take a look at. But before this video ends up being about everything else, I think we should probably get into it now, because I've been talking for 7 minutes now about everything but what we're about to take a look at. And I don't want this video to end up being like an hour long and like half of it is just me talking about like my other projects and so on. But let's take a look at this. So I have made a GitHub repo for it. So if you're interested and you want to go ahead and have a look at it, it's available here. And it never got a full release. It got a beta version. And I gotta be aware, this was before like the UPK Explorer existed. So we basically only had Me Free Explorer, which was really awful, okay? I don't know when the UPK Explorer started being a thing, but we had the Me Free Explorer, which, those were dark fucking days, man. Me Free Explorer days was something. Imagine using something that was designed for a completely different game. It sure was made in the same engine, but it was designed for a completely different game. And also only specific versions of the Me Free Explorer actually were compatible with other Unreal Engine 3 games. So, yeah. But thank God that we got the UPK Explorer, which is like a general purpose Unreal Engine game modification tool, compared to Me Free Explorer, which is meant for the Mass Effect games, and yeah, that's basically it. So this was all done with Me Free Explorer, which, I don't know, but if you've ever used Me Free Explorer, you know it's not that great of a software. I mean, I bet it would be great for Mass Effect, but for any other Unreal Engine 3 games, it was kind of not fun and kind of a nightmare to use. And it was also very limited in what it could do, so yeah. And there was just certain things that like you couldn't really do. You couldn't replace characters with different skeletal missions and so on. The UPK Explorer, I believe, can do that. Although it does take a lot more work to do that. And I imagine you would need to redo all the animations, but still, you could probably do that. But anyways, I'll link to the GitHub in the description. So if you want to take a look at this, you can. But first, I wanted to take a look at the other folder, which contains some cool stuff. So section 1 is our overview. There's nothing here. Section 2, and this is almost like a change log of like new stuff that's been added, and new cheats that's been added. And then section 3 contains stuff that were going to be added, I guess. So stuff I planned for version 1.0 because version 1.0 was never actually done. Although I'm not sure if this is like an in-between, so maybe it's more like 0.9 and not actually 0.8. I'm not entirely sure. But it's called 0.8. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, I think it was called 0.8, so yeah, like it says the current version is 0.8, so I assume it's version 0.8. There's no license, even though there's a license text file, so that's great. There's the player change installation, which doesn't actually contain anything really, just credits and a logo. And then we get into config, which is where we have everything. Now, first of all, there's the backups for ini files and for the DLC, which, by the way, the DLC doesn't have an all game.upk file, if I remember correctly, so this is like completely unnecessary. Main game has one, and there's the modded version of it, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to distribute, but this is more like an archive anyways, so and either way I've already distributed it. I don't really think like anything will get off it anyways. Like I don't think anyone will really care if I redistribute it. Not even the mod creator himself. But yeah. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Like if he wants me to not, like if he really wants me to remove it, he can just like comment on my video or something. I'll get around to removing it from the archive. It's not like the biggest thing that would take forever to fix. It's also interesting because I actually made a video about this a while ago. Wow, no issues have been reported. Well, I think I gave a download link, and I'm not sure if it still works or not. I'm not gonna take a look at it right now because I don't really care, but I think it's still up on YouTube, so yeah. So there were some tutorials on how to do different things, how to install different things and so on. Then cheats, you have different cheats, player cheats, which is just ini file modifications. You have miscellaneous stuff. You have enemy cheats. You have the character swapper and some information. I think the only one that, yeah, okay, I wonder why that one has info and the other one does not have any info. And there are some other stuff here coming soon. More enemy swappers are coming soon. All cheats deactivated and all cheats activated. And then, yeah, I think that's it, basically. That's the entire thing. As mentioned, the character swapper just contained the UPK file, the modded one, I'm pretty sure. So, I'm redistributing it like 6 times or something like that. I mean, yeah, I guess if I really wanted to, I could replace them with like non-modded versions and it would be fine. But it's an old project of mine, and honestly, I gotta go back and work on that trainer that I'm never gonna finish, so, you know, I don't really have time for that. Anyways, that's the project, right? The entire project, which you can now, I mean, before that there was a download link, so it's not the biggest deal that I'm hosting it on GitHub now. But you can go ahead and download the latest version if you want to, which just gives you the source code for it. And it's gonna take a while to download since it's like 500 megabytes, like uncompressed. So, yeah. And also, I don't want to fiddle around with me for Explore again, so I'm not doing it. Unless I absolutely have to. It's gonna take a while. Well, I suppose while we wait, I could go ahead and talk about some other stuff too. So alongside all of this, I also have some other stuff too. If I search up Python, I have some old Python scripts from around the time I started programming, which I could show off. I'm aware I never made like a future video for the projects I made in 2023 to 2024, and maybe I'll do that one day because there's some cool stuff there too that I could show off. And that was when I started using GitHub, so I really just have to go back and look at my old repos. Some of this stuff I'm pretty sure I've already shown off on my channel in that like programming projects from 2022 to 2023. So yeah. Yeah, it's downloaded now. It's about 400 megabytes. And yeah, 600 megabytes, so it's pretty big. But this contains version 0.8. So yeah. Anyways, you can go ahead and take a look at it, and you know, maybe you'll find some of it interesting. And hey, you know, I might come back and take a look at some of the other stuff here. Like, I can open up one of them. It's just a bunch of old stuff here, and if I go in and I search up Python apps, it's a lot of the same stuff. Yeah. Some of this stuff I'm 100% certain I don't think I showed off for my like 2022 to 2023 projects. Or I'm not completely sure, but considering how much stuff there's here from 2022, it wouldn't surprise me if some of this stuff I have not shown off yet. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time once I get around to making another video for this channel. Goodbye.